Dear students, today's topic is potential energy. In previous classes, we have discussed energy and kinetic energy and work energy theorem. We have discussed this. Now we will move to another energy that is called potential energy. First of all, we will try to define potential energy. It is the energy. It is the energy. First of all, we will try to define. It is the energy gained by a body, possessed by a body, possessed, or you can write or gained by a body by virtue of its position or configuration. That means the energy possessed by a body due by virtue of its position or configuration. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम देखेंगे पोजिशन क्या होती है. If we change the position of a body, the change in position of a body requires the external force. Suppose a stone is lying on the ground. It is a ground here. Stone is lying on the ground. I apply a force on the ground. I apply a force on the stone and raise the stone above the surface of the ground at height h above the ground. Here the stone was not able to do work, but here when I raise the stone at a height h above the surface of, when I release the stone, it is able to do the work. It has a capacity of doing the work. That means I have changed the position of a stone from ground and to the height h. When I raise it to the height h, the stone is able to do the work when I release the stone. That means this is the energy gained by a position. How this stone has gained the energy? Basically, the energy I applied due to my hand has been, that means I have done work. Work is done when when the energy is spent on the body. When I spend the energy on the body, I have spent my energy and have raised to this at a height h. That means energy has been transferred from my body, from my hand to the stone, and this gain in energy is able to do the work. That means when we change the position of a body, the change in position of a body is able to do the work. आई होप यू हैव गॉट इट. अगर हम किसी बॉडी की पोजीशन चेंज करेंगे तो इसमें एबिलिटी होती है कि ऑफ डूइंग वर्क. दिस टाइप ऑफ एनर्जी इज कॉल्ड पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. और वी कैन से when we do to configuration, this another example is the configuration. That means when we change the position of a body is able to do the work or do the more work. This is the energy possessed by body due to position. दूसरी term इसमें configuration है. Configuration basically is the arrangement of the system, arrangement of the molecules. Suppose this change in configuration means it is usually applied in springs. When we see in toy springs, when we tighten the spring of a toy, the configuration जो configuration of, suppose ये configuration है इसकी, suppose ये दांत अगर जब हम इसकी जो टाइटन करेंगे, ये इसकी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन चेंज होएगी, दूसरी जगह आ जाएगी इसकी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. when we tighten the spring of this toy, the configuration of the molecules changes. When we leave the energy store, when we leave this, when we tighten the spring of the configuration changes, and when we leave the energy stored in the spring, when we leave it, suppose हम आपने देखा जब कोई टॉय चल रहा है, इसमें हम पहले जो चाबी है तो उसको हम कस लेते हैं. जब हम कस लेते हैं, दैट मीन्स वी आर चेंजिंग द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ द मॉलिक्यूल्स देयर. व्हेन वी लीव इट, जब हम चाबी को फिर छोड़ देते हैं, द एनर्जी विच इज स्टोर्ड इन द स्प्रिंग इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल टू मूव द टॉयज. that is responsible. That means energy is stored by changing the configuration of the molecule. I hope you have got it. This is the energy possessed by body due to its position. You have now got the position and the configuration. But here we say the potential energy, that means the such type of energy when we change the position or configuration, the energy gained by the body due to change in position or configuration is the potential energy. But potential energy is different in different applied of force. Suppose वो क्या होता है number. Suppose this is spring. When we compress the spring, suppose this is a spring here, spring ये when we compress it, ये ऐसे होते हैं. When we compress the spring, work is done. I am doing the work. I am spending my energy on the spring. How I am spending my energy? I am compressing it. When I compress it, that I have to transfer the energy of my hand to the spring. That means when when spring is compressed, how it is compressed? By transferring the energy of my hand into the spring. The spring gained energy. This compressed spring gains energy. That means energy is stored in this spring. When I compress it, the energy is stored in the spring. Such type of energy is here called spring potential energy. Spring potential energy, or some people write it is called also elastic potential energy. It is called spring potential energy. That means when we compress the spring, by compressing the spring, energy is stored in the spring. When energy is stored in the spring, in compressed spring, the energy is stored in this type of energy, also a potential energy, but it's called spring potential energy. Suppose number 2, when we lift the ball above the surface, मैंने आपको already पहले example, when I lift the ball here, this is the ball lying on the ground. When I lift the ball from this point to that point, that means I am lifting the ball from ground to the height edge. The best, when we release the ball is having energy. Ball is having the capacity of doing energy. That means I have changed the position of the ball. If size type of, when we lift the ball once against the gravitational force, the ball is having the energy. This energy is called gravitational potential energy. That means energy is different for when we apply the force. The applied force having a different type energy. यहाँ पे कौन सी energy है? It's called spring potential energy. When we lift the ball above the ground, the ball is having energy. This is called gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. मैं आपको दूसरी एग्जांपल दूंगा. Suppose these are two positive charges. Here one is one positive charge, this is one positive charge. As per the rule, the positive charges, when two charges are like charges, like they repel each other. That means repel means वो दूर हो जाएंगे, यहाँ से यहाँ तक हो जाएंगे. Suppose I apply an extra. We have done certain work. Again, I am pressing. I am applying the external force and bring these two charges nearer. So suppose these are suppose these are two positive charges. As per the charge, these are like charges. As per like charges, they repel, they move away from each other. But I am using the external force. By using the external force, I am bringing these two charges closer, and that means we have done certain work. Again, that means I am doing here certain work against the electric force. That means I am doing here for certain work against the electric force. So energy is stored in here. The energy stored is here. I am doing here storage. It's called electric potential energy. That means it's called here electric potential energy. That means it depends upon the situation. यहाँ कौन सी एनर्जी में इसको ग्रेविटेशन एनर्जी कहते हैं. इसको क्या मैं जब स्प्रिंग में इसको हम करें स्प्रिंग पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. When charges are bring closer, like suppose these are like charges, when they are bring closer by some external force, so external work is done on this. This is called electrical potential energy. This is called electrical potential energy. I hope you have got it. That means, and potential energy, it is the energy possessed by body due to by virtue of its position or configuration. Position means when we change the position of a body, the body has gained the energy by changing the position. That energy is possessed in the body is called this potential energy. And due to configuration, when we change also the configuration of a body, by changing the configuration, it it's by changing the configuration we are doing work on the body by changing its configuration. So that means we are supplying our energy to change the configuration of any system. That means energy is stored in the system. That means that such type that this is also the potential energy, but it is the energy due to by change the configuration, because that means when we change the configuration or position of a body, the body is able to do work. That work is called potential energy, or this type of energy which is stored in the body, such type of energy is called potential energy. I hope you have got it. This is the introduction of the potential energy. In next class we will try to derive the gravitational potential energy किसके बराबर होता है, और स्प्रिंग potential energy जो आपके सिलेबस में है वो किसके बराबर होता है. I hope you have got it. Thank you very much.